going on, guys? It's your boy Korra Vs Aang, and I'm back with another video. I have another installment of what was previously called Fiction Fight Fridays. Now it's just Fiction Fight Night. It's a rebrand. But let's get into it. We got the Avatar, Korra Vs Aang. This has been highly requested, so I'm like, you know what? That'll be my second Fiction Fight Night video. So without further ado, let's get into this battle. Now, when it comes to Aang and Korra, I'm a huge Avatar The Last Airbender series guy. I love that show. I was not the biggest fan of The Legend of Korra. I do not like Korra as a character. I thought she was whiny. I thought she was annoying. I thought she was just downright irritating. Every time I seen her on the screen, I didn't want to watch it anymore. Like, I watched it just because it's Avatar and I love Avatar and I missed it. But in terms of just the character of Korra, I did not like her. Aang was such a better character. Aang, in his time, was just so much better than Korra was in her time. Now, obviously, I'm talking about just the character itself and not their physical capabilities or their powers or their use of their powers or nothing like that. But I just feel like Aang and the Avatar The Last Airbender series was so much better than The Legend of Korra. It's not even close. As a series, it's not close at all. Korra sucked. She whined. She did a bunch of stuff because she wanted to do it. Never listened to anybody. Just completely and utterly messed up everything so many times off of her own admission. She always did that. Always. And you're going to see a lot of these instances is because she caused them, so she had to fix them. Pretty much. But, side note real quick, the new show, the new Avatar series that's coming out, we know it's a direct cause of what Korra did. She messed up something, per usual. She's always messing up something, which is why she sucks as a character. But this isn't a character battle. This is a fight. And it's our last two avatars, and we're gonna go over who would win. Because it's been asked, and so I thought I'd oblige y'all. So let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about their best feats and just how strong they are as a character overall. First off, we're gonna start off with Aang, the GOAT, my man. So Aang, as a young 12-year-old boy, discovered he was an avatar. You don't generally find out that you're the avatar until you're like a teenager, like 16, almost to 18. I mean, we saw what happened with Roku. When Roku finally returned, he was a fully realized avatar and he was a grown man. So Aang was a prodigy. He was a young prodigy. Like, he was the fastest to, to figure out that he was the avatar. Like, Aang was just top tier in terms of, being an avatar. But some of his fastest or some of his best feats is Aang's speed. Aang was so fast because he was an airbender. We know that he can manipulate speed to his will. So he was flying up and down. We saw him fly through that little chasm and was creating shockwaves and breaking down buildings and stuff. Like, Aang was really, really fast. And with his speed, his reaction time, his quickness, all that made him a master hand-to-hand combat in close combat. Wasn't very strong, but could use his airbending as such a big weapon. And once he became the avatar and he was able to, use his fire, use his, earth bending, water bending and all that, he was even more formidable as a close range fighter because there is nothing you can do to really surprise him. But some of his feats, he was able to freeze the limb of an underwater spirit. That's amazing. He was able to cool down a volcano. Even Sokka was like, sometimes it's like you forget that this kid is the avatar. Yeah, that kid is a beast. Yeah, he's a 12-year-old child, and he is the strongest thing you've ever seen in your life. One of my favorite clips of Aang ever is when they muzzled Appa and took him. He was about to lose his everlasting mind, and I feel like it was so appropriate. He's like, where's my bison? Oh, that's him. They muzzled Appa. You muzzled him, bro. and I wish Katara would have left him alone and let him blitz them because I just felt like they needed it. They deserved to get their heads split. They did. They deserved it badly. But Aang was also able to block explosions from Combustion Man. And we know Combustion Man was putting the beats on everybody, but Aang was able to block him. So those are some of Aang's like best feats. Obviously, I'm not even bringing up feats when he was in the Avatar state because you're amped, of course. We just talking about feats when he did this stuff outside of the Avatar state. Aang was really, really, really formidable. Now let's jump over to Korra. Yes, I do not like her as a character, but I am fair. Korra was a freaky strong avatar. Freaky strong. Like it's almost scary how strong she is and how strong she was rather. Let's go over some of her best feats. Korra was able to break free from a bloodbender without the avatar state. You know how hard that is? When Katara was getting bloodbended by I forgot her name. Do you know how hard it was for Katara to break out of that? Do you know how hard it is to break out of blood bending in general? And Korra was able to do it without the avatar state. That's high marks. Korra was even able, she was the first avatar to learn how to metal bend. Yes, Toph was the queen of bending, but even Aang couldn't learn it. Korra did. Korra learned it. Korra also mastered energy bending. Korra also beat the Dark Avatar. Mind you, after she released it, she was always fixing something that she caused. Yes, I know she was tricked, but she still caused it. But she was able to beat the Dark Avatar and stop the world from being put in eternal darkness. She was even able to remove the metal poisoning out of her blood. I mean, the feats just get crazier and crazier. She was even able to stop she stopped an entire spirit blasting cannon. That in and of itself is ridiculous. Her strength was crazy. But I think obviously the number one feat that we all know was what she did against Zahir while Mercury was in her body. Korra was very, very strong. Like, look what she's doing, and she's poisoned. She's actively dying and still putting up this type of battle. I'm not mentioning very many things about them in the Avatar state because, you know, when you're in the Avatar state, you're amped. But that is very impressive. She was able to do that while being poisoned and actively dying. That is amazing. You got to give Korra high marks. So if we're talking about them fighting each other, while I think Aang is much quicker, faster, is probably better in hand-to-hand combat, Korra she's stronger than him. She's physically stronger than him. She is a master at all the elements just like he is. But she can do things that he can't do. She can energy bend. She can metal bend. So Aang is at a supreme disadvantage already. He's not nearly as strong as she is. Yeah, he's faster, he's quicker, his reaction time is better, but she's physically stronger, has more hacks and abilities, and can use her bending at a higher level than Aang can. So, 12-year-old Aang versus Avatar Korra is like, he's at a supreme disadvantage. That's just all it comes down to. So I know that this battle was highly requested, but at the end of the day, yes, I dislike Korra as a character. I feel like she sucks. But her versus Aang, Korra will win this battle, and it's really not close. I feel like Aang was more of the prodigy, a better character, but in terms of them fighting each other, Korra is just all out stronger in basically every area. Aang is outmatched. That's just the facts of it. That's just what it is. So, you know, I hope that helps. You know, her stopping that spirit blasting cannon, that is a crazy feat. That is insanity. That is insanity. To fight Zahir the way she fought him while dying, that just puts her up here. Aang's amazing. He's my favorite character over her, but at the end of the day, in terms of a fight, she's just too strong. So, yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. That is Fiction Fight Night. But I hope you guys liked this video. I hope I was able to explain a few things for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all loved it. You know, I appreciate the support. In my last video, I said thank you guys for 2,500 subs. Thank you guys for 3,000 subs. Y'all my family. I really appreciate y'all. I thanked y'all for 2,500. Now I'm thanking y'all for 3K. We're going up and up and up. Like this video, subscribe, turn those post notifications on so you can always be, you know, aware when I drop a video. All the shorts I continue to drop, I'm gonna continue to drop them every single day. I want to keep dropping long form content. You know, I'm pushing forward, and we doing it, man. We're doing it. But put in the comment section below. I have a pretty good idea of what my next video will be about. So stay tuned for that. It'll be another fiction fight. But y'all put in the comments who y'all want to see fight. Let me know, man, so I can make these videos, so I can get this stuff out, you know. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. This has been Fire Force Mark with the Fiction Fight Night. In the battle of Aang versus Korra, Korra wins. Hope this helps. Peace.